for not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. Also about Wraithax.eth domain name and not financial advice ever. And what a fantastic start of the stream. Speaking of super chats, thank you so much, Richard Valinsky, for the super chat saying sending nudes and bread. I am gonna go and we're gonna start this Earth 2 space right here. And let's see.
Or they request. Both ways.
Okay, I mean,
link down below to just inviting a few people
to the Earth 2 game.
Eugene is here.
I'm here.
And to my Megacity. Oh, I've been removed from the space. What? Why have I been removed from the space? Okay. All right. This is. Do I have? So me and the host follow each other. We like. There's no bad blood between me and the host. I don't think I've even spoken to the host in ever. All right, this is strange. Okay, hold on. Seike. Okay, no, we still follow each other. We got rugged. All right, the space got rugged, so disregard. Also, before we get started, I'm just going to ask everyone to smash that like button. There we go. It's a free way to help support that channel. And I'll wait for the new space to come in. Kissy can't host, but she is about to be a thing. All right, so on some comments. Link down below the Earth 2 game, to my Megacity, and to my referral code as well. Bill Gardner says, first to the finish! Legacy Bermuda, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Oh, Earth 2 Spaces, are you ready for this? And thank you again, Richard Valinsky, for the super chat. That means the world, sending nudes and bread. Justin says, 2-hour Big Daddy Chavez pregame show. Oh, yes, this is the Big Daddy Chavez pregame show. Maybe that's what I should call it. Also, if everybody liked the Vivi OMI roundtable discussion that I had the other day with Crypto Rain, Dr. Stuff, Jordan Reese, and who else is there? Oh, yeah, and Danny the Bull. We'll be having another episode. We're going to be doing it on Tuesday. And that's going to be the same time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This one may or may not have Kyle Willson, and it may or may not have Asian Dan, a.k.a. Dan Lee. So also we're going to do a live stream tomorrow for New Year's. It's going to be hosted by me and Vivi Fambam, and we're going to ring in the new year on stream. We're going to start maybe at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then, we're going to my new year, the next new year, and the next new year, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And we're going to do it all for however long. I'm really hoping no one from Hawaii joins, because then I'd have to stay up till 6 a.m., and I would straight up be not having a good time. But I am taking New Year's Day off. I'm not going to have any podcasts. I'll do videos or whatever. But yeah, and then Monday we have that roundtable thing. I have Jen is El Man podcast on Wednesday. She is a comedian. She's hysterical. And then I have my friend Erica is going to be on the podcast on Thursday. We've known each other for over 10 years. We dated back in the day. So it's going to be an exciting couple of days. Just says, Zaddy, Randy, leaking too much alpha for his gators. Yes, tee indeed. All right, now let's see. The heck did the space go? All right, these people are still not, they're not doing this stuff. All right, Shane from Earth 2. Has anyone else found themselves unexpectedly listening to a song they've not listened to for years during this end of year period? I would have to say for me, it would be don't wanna grow up, I wanna get out. Hey, take me away. From the Freaky Friday movie. I don't know why. That's just a really, really good song, and every now and then pops, oh, haven't heard this in a while. Like an Avril Lavigne song. It's like when you take a toy away from a dog, not like, in mean way, but it's like, okay, got some new toys, you hide it for like a month, and then you bring it back to them. They're like, oh, I remember this toy. It's kind of like the same with humans when you don't remember a song for a while, or you don't remember something culturally relevant, and then suddenly somebody says, you lost the game. And then you're like, sorry. I had, there's only 14 people here. I only did it for you guys. Anyway, Pacey says, are there any plans to give players the option to build mega roads or transport infrastructure? Because that's what I have in Chaveztopia. There's many of us with roads as a huge part of our portfolios, from the larger tile sizes were announced with roads, or will we just need to use them as normal plots? Shane says, I think the ability will be there, but will be optional for the player. We don't want to force players to use their tiles for larger roads/highways, but if they want to, they should be able to. We showcase the default basic road system in vlog number 8, I believe. I'm going to have to screenshot that, because I'm going to have to screenshot both of those, because that is pretty heckin' good. And I got to use that joke again later for an actual video. All right, now let's see if we go back to the spaces, or if we go back to Kissy's profile. Nope, still unable to fetch space. This is, as we're now live, bear with us though, we are still figuring this out. I'm streaming, and everyone on stream, the 14 of you are there, are confuzzled, are confused, as am I. 'Tis confusion. Okay, all right, we'll let that be. Omar Casada says, morning, Randy and Dashi. I just hit 16 million OMI, dude. Congrats, brother. I've been thinking about doing something for work, and then maybe slowing down on YouTube to get more OMI, because at this point, the views cannot get lower. At this point, maybe I think it definitely had to do a lot with vacation and coming back, and suddenly my video is getting half the views, and suddenly, it's a little disheartening, but also it's like, okay, maybe this is my sign that I, instead of just taking on an advisory role here, an advisory role there, and doing X, maybe it's like, okay, Chavez, just work like 2 days a week somewhere, and then just buy OMI with the extra funds. It didn't make sense to do that when, the YouTube was at least still in the trajectory that I wanted it to go, and getting more subscribers, and, people are viewing, 1,300 to 1,800 views each video. And now that it's like half that, and I'm actually losing subscribers, it's like, okay, this will make more sense to do when there's more stuff going on. And I know that, news happens every day. And I'm not saying I wouldn't make videos each day, I still probably would. It's just the live streams and the constant living and breathing of the space. Again, just kind of throwing it out there. Not sure yet. Big Money Fuentes says, good morning, Randy. Good morning, Big Money Fuentes. It is early. I think this is one of the earliest that I've ever streamed. Come on, Kissy. What are you doing, girl? Girl? Tell me something, girl. Are you happy in this moment? Please let everyone know who want to take part as well. I mean, I want to take part. But we can't do these goddamn spaces. All right, moving on. Omar says, yes, and I worked many hours to accumulate more. I know you did. You've been killing it. You've been working a ton. Proud of you. Keep going. Justin says, some independent car detailers in their 20s make sky-high stacks every month. I've seen the very impressive videos on, I'm just gonna, there we go. I've seen some very impressive videos on like TikTok, where they show like a questionnaire from people, and like, oh yeah, my car is not that dirty. Can it not take like 3 hours, or can I get a discount? But even the cars that aren't that dirty, they still do the same thing. It's just, it's more impressive when it comes from a car that's really decrepit looking. And it's like, listen, we're not going to half-ass your car detailing. And, the before and after, like day and night, it's really good. They do a lot of good work. But one of the things about like a job like, I wouldn't be able to do a job like that just because I do have to be around the phone and available to people in case they text or call, just because that's what some of the advisory roles are. It would have to be something like a sales gig or a sales job. It'd have to be something like that, just because it's, hey, I can make my own schedule. I mean, and also not having really worked for anyone since the military, and suddenly going back and having a boss, probably not the best thing to do. I don't know how that would work. And obviously, in the high risk lending thing, my company was underneath the umbrella of another's. And I worked with, I had a mentor there. He's been on the podcast, Daniel Hardwick. He's one of the best people I think on Earth, like on this planet. And it wasn't like a boss. It was like a mentor mentee thing. It wasn't really like a, hey, let's, this is what I say to do. This is what, you do it. And I mean, I guess in that type of thing, when, he's like the master and I'm the Padawan, I guess it is like that. Oh man, this, these spaces ain't doing so hot. We're getting rugged. Okay, Shane be tweeting. I run based on the actual Okay, so Pacey says also, is Sidroid Ray distance based on new tile sizes or real E1 location to location travel distances, please? Shane Eyes says, I would imagine it would be based on the actual distance from the Mentor and based on whatever map box is measuring the distance as, which from what I understand is the actual distance. I'm not aware of any different system being used. That makes sense because, again, being partnered with Mapbox, having all these landmarks or whatever, it would make sense that they'd use the actual distance. I don't see why they wouldn't. Mr. MC1.E says, started collecting gold and silver doodles from fan artists in my black book. My lovely wife was first to sketch, inspired by David, / Simon Legno. So speaking of Mr. MC1, he posted yesterday, I think, and it was, saying, adding 3-digit secret rare digital comic on Vivi while the times are good. 4 more today. So he got the Mickey Mouse and the Ice Sword one, secret rare. He got the Tarzan, Line of the Apes, secret rare. Or Tarzan of the Apes got the Werewolf by Night, secret rare. They're all 3-digit. And then the X-Men Holiday, special secret rare. So the X-Men Holiday one, I'm not going to lie. You can get the common for like $2. It's less than $3 for the common. The X-Men Holiday, there's comics that I want to go and say, you get for investment, like let's say, Vengeance #1, first appearance of America Chavez, or, the Ms. Marvel comic, I forget which one that is, the first appearance of Ms. Marvel. And those are the ones like, okay, yeah, those are going to be pretty big in the future. And obviously, you got the AF-15s, you got the Journey Mystery 83s, you got the Grails. Those are just other ones that I really enjoy because of the characters and the MCU and all that. However, there are also comics that I would suggest getting, not for any return on investment, but because they're good freaking stories. I think the Hitmonkey one is that whole, they need to do like entire series. Those stories are so good, but the origin story is really good. I like Jeff the Land Shark. I think that that's a really good story. And then I really like the X-Men Holiday Special. It's not one giant story. It's like, hey, here's a story, here's a story, here's a story. But I like it when people goof off. I like it when it's, some people like, oh, it's filler. Oh God, I hate filler. Oh God, where's the storyline going? And it's like, okay, well, you're getting more content of your favorite characters. And, in life, you're not just always fighting a war. You're not just always doing this stuff. You have other stuff. And, do you really hate the characters that much that you're just like, ew, I don't want to spend time with you on a normal day? It's like, God damn. Yeah. So, the X-Men Holiday Special I really like for that as well, because some of these are really good stories. They're really entertaining, they're really fun, and it gives you a better chance to get to know these characters better if you don't want to go roll into a 30 issue story arc or 100 issue story arc. It's just a quick little thing. You get to see how they really are, and they even have it in like Secret Wars, like in the beginning of that, in Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers and Young Avengers. It starts off with like the Avengers on doing a barbecue, and Thor, for whatever reason, is making like, he has like vegan options, like here's your fake meat, and it's like, you wouldn't expect Thor to do that because he's big and brawly and he loves meat. Oh, my arms look good today. And he loves meat, and it's just like, why you wouldn't think of him making vegetarian stuff, but he does, and it's really cool. Anyway, that's just me. What were we talking about? Yeah. Justin says 5 figures. Oh, 5 figures for the car detailers. And they're, oh yeah, each month. Makes sense. Good 6 figures a year. Darth Chaos says, hello there. Oh, General Darth Chaos. How's it going? Minted Drop says, good morning, my dude. Good morning, Minted Drop. I hope you're doing well. Darth Chaos says, I love the holiday specials and the covers. Oh, dude, same. They're wild. Some of them are wild, man. They're cool. And Mr. MC1, it's like he's got unlimited money. It's like when the Z fighters are talking about androids, and you know Kakarot is going and asking Trunks like, what about their energy levels? What about that? Don't they ever deplete? And then Trunks is like, no, they go on forever. And as like a 12-year-old kid, you're like, forever? What? It's like that scene from not Epic Movie, Disaster Artist. In Disaster Artist, when they have the Seth Rogen's the director, and James Franco's brother's like the actor kid, and James Franco's the actual actor. Talking about Tommy Wiseau, and like, oh wow, this check actually cashed? No way. And the guy says, yeah, the bank account is like a black hole, or it's like whatever, it goes on forever. That's what Mr. MC1, I feel like his bankroll is. It just goes on forever. The dude just keeps buying stuff, and by him and Mr. Rolex and Clever Jerk and all of these people that just like constantly every single drop. Got this mint, got these epic mints. Well, nothing else is going on. Might as well buy these secret rares because I don't have them yet. It's like that. If anyone's ever played, I think it's Mario Party 6 or Mario Party 8. On the Wii. I think it's Mario Party 6. You at the end of each Mario Party game, at the end set of the games, whether you play for 20 turns, 60 turns, whatever, you get this. What do you call it? You get the option to go to a store, in between these games, and you can use your coins that you get in these things to buy things. And the coins, it's like, okay, you can buy this, and this is really cool. Here's a new gadget, here's a new cutscene, here's a new item, here's a new mini game that you can unlock that you can play in these real games. And they do, the creators of Mario Party, I think 6 or 8, they do them so dirty in this game because you don't get the credits at the end of the game. You don't get to see who made it. You have to buy the credits, and it's like, who's gonna buy the credits? Like, nobody's gonna do that. And my friend John Chan says, like, well, if you've already purchased everything in the game, there's something else to purchase. I was like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, it was wild, that one. It was insane. Yeah. Anywho, Minted Drop says, how many 2-digit Mighties do you have now? You're stacked. I have. I did this the other day. I don't know if I still have the screenshot. I'm sure I still have the screenshot. It just might, excuse me, take a little bit to find. Oh, maybe I didn't. I gotta look for a screenshot of a calculator. Popular, I know, popular. I don't know the words of the song. I just know the popular part. Going to be popular. Okay, what the fudge? Where is my screenshot of the? Oh, guys, I think I lost it. Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so, oh, no, I don't. I don't know. I don't know because I know there are 452,000 Mighties, which is wild, and there are 2,773 that are 2-digit Mighties. I could just count it real quick. Actually, before I do that, let me see if Kissy has figured out this. Nope, they have not. They have been unable to fetch the space. So apparently the Earth 2 space is not happening, and I mean, it's been 20 minutes. It still might happen. Anyway, let me go to the Vivi app and let me see how many Marvel Mighties 2 digits I have, because each one of them I have for sale. They're all at like 420.69 or 69 420, one of those things. Some of them are actually really for sale. There's up there to kind of, humble brag a little bit. But if I go to my listings, I should be able to count. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 25, 26, 26. I have 26 of the 2,700. So I almost have 1% of the Marvel Mighty 2 digits. And be advised, most of them are from the Deadpool ones on, because I only have one sub 100 of the Eternals, because a lot of them, after a couple months, it gets very, very hard to get a lot of the sub 100s. So for the first four sets, I only have one sub 100. They all come from the even the Spider-Man Mighties. I don't have a lot of. I only have a sub 100 of the Spidey 2099. I have two of those. I have one regular one and then one sub 100. And actually, speaking of which, there's actually one of the sub 100s that I think are pretty undervalued for the Spidey 2099. It's a $300 floor. There is a number 78 that you could get for $449. That is less than 1.5. That is just under 1.5 times X the price, I think. And the next cheapest one after that is $999. So you're actually moving the floor of the sub 100s by more than double if you're getting that. That one I think is pretty undervalued. I mean, the Spider-Man in general of 2099, that one has been like $3,000 before. So it's been like a 10x before this, not including some 100s. I think that's pretty undervalued. And I have a bunch of the sub 100s of the Lady Deadpool because, I love her, and I have one or two of like the Thor, the Marvel Mighties. That's but really the biggest one. I don't even have any Deadpool chimichanga trucks. The biggest ones is these Marvel Mighties. It's the Black Panther ones, and I didn't even see the movie. I just know the characters, and I know because I read the comics. And then most of the characters have been in multiple movies before. But there's a couple, like I'll let you guys know now, and I would buy these if I had the gems. I don't have the gems. All right, so Riri Williams is, she's like a $10 floor or whatever. $66 should be like the floor for the sub 100s. But there's two of them that are under that. There's number 79, which you can get for 59 gems, and there's number 93 you can get for 60 gems. I would buy those. I just don't have the gems. And so I've noticed some very strange things. Okoye, which was normally like $4, was like $5.79 or $5.93 the other day. It's down to $5.50, but it's a very, very thin floor. You could put in, I think, $70, and then suddenly the floor goes from $5.50 to $10. It's a very, very thin floor. Actually, hers aren't. Maybe like the number, you get the number 42 for 150, which I would say a sub 50 should get like 80, give or take, and it's kind of close to that, but it is the second lowest mint that you can get right now. The sub 100 should be about 40-ish, and you can get 85 for 55, so that's not bad. There's a couple things that, oh god, aren't bad deals. Anyway, Minted Drop says he is definitely Super Android 17. Thank you. Bob says favorite Mighty. I would say either the Chimichanga truck, because I think it's really interesting. There's only one Marvel Mighty vehicle. Or I would say I think the Secret Rare Black Panther. That's the first time you had a Black Panther airdrop, and that's also the first time you had an airdrop for the Mighties. And then I'll also say it is the only one where the Secret Rare is not like 3x the Ultra Rare. Namor's, and this is the other thing, Namor was sitting at like $69 the other day. Everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And now it went to $80, and I'll tell you one thing. it is the only Marvel Ultra Rare that I've ever seen that they have multiple sub 100 listings that are less than double the price of the floor. You know, you can get number 83 for 149, number 81 for 150, and that's less than double the price of the floor. You know, the Namor I think is very undervalued, especially some of those sub 100s, and I also think the actual secret rare is undervalued as well as 113. So yeah, and also apparently the Spaces is working now, so I'm gonna go try to see. Is it working? Because Kissy is not there. Let me see if Psyche Kibara is not on a space. I guess the Twitter space was working for a minute. It says I'm unable to fetch the space. Yeah, unfortunately the space is still not working. We're unable to fetch these spaces. Anywho, we'll keep going. Yeah, so Bobby, that was my favorite Mighty. Lester Suarez, is Andrew Tate released? Has he been released? Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I haven't taken a look-see. Let me go to Andrew Tate news. It's just been a bunch of things that say, it's just a bunch of stuff from 8 hours ago, 11, 12 hours ago saying he's been arrested. Oh no. No, it's just still things saying they're detained. I'll type in released and seeing if anything else. Authorities needed proof that Andrew Tate was in the country. The road used a social media post. No. Well, 12 hours ago, we had somebody on Twitter says they've been released with no charges. But it's not showing me. It's not showing me that he has been released. Only one place, and it was from like a Twitter thing. It was just from someone on Twitter said that he was released. So I don't actually believe he's been released yet, because I'm just not finding any sources on it. Yeah, that's a weird thing too. All right, so for those of you that don't know, Andrew Tate is a former kickboxing world champion, and he's a very good martial artist, and he posts a lot of funny and controversial stuff over on TikTok and whatever. His social media is like all at once, like kicked off Instagram, kicked off Facebook, kicked off everything. It was like a consorted effort to like kick him off every single platform of social media. Kind of like what Kanye West was going through. Everyone, abandoned him at once. And, like why? It's because, and again, I'll go through the whole story, or at least part of it. He was saying some very controversial things, but things that, a lot of young men needed to hear. A lot of things that, he would say it in the most a-hole-ish way possible, and being like a jerk, and being, it's like that line from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's out of line, but he's right. So he would, and be advised, earlier this year, he did get swatted. There was a police went to his house because there were accusations of him, trafficking women. But then, obviously when the police went to his house and there was nobody there against their will, they're like, okay, he signed some papers and that was it, and it was done. But yeah, he's misogynistic, and yeah, he believes that. I'm not saying this is wrong or right. What you choose to, how you live your life, how you want to live your life, as long as it's consent, if both parties are consenting, if you're happy, that's fine. But he is of the cut from the cloth that believes that women should just be in the home, and women should just be cooking, taking care of the kids, and being moms, and that's about it. Where there's still a, sizable part of the world where that culture still believes that, and a lot of the women go along with it because it is easy, and because it is tradition, and because maybe they don't know another way of life, but also because I don't know. So I take a look at the West. What happens with really competent, really conscientious, really disagreeable women that really can climb the corporate ladder, that can really make partner at their law firm at 30, that are really, really successful in their career field? Well, because, those women are very, very attractive to some men, and they will only, I forget the word for that, but they'll only date either across or up the dominance hierarchy, where they'll only choose to be and get married to other hyper successful partners, which are mostly men. And a lot of them realize that, okay, we both don't need to be making $250,000 a year. So a lot of women, when they have kids, they start thinking, okay, I'm not going to be busting my hump 70, 80 hours a week, when my husband does the same thing, and then, we don't see our kids. A lot of women tend to choose at that time, I don't need this high stress life. I want to spend time with my kids because it's family. And the holidays is the best example of this. If women were not around, if women were not like the holidays would not exist. The holidays really only exist because women keep up the tradition. Because men would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill at home, play video games, watch movies, drink beer. Like it's just we do it because women, for the most part, put it on. And what I'm saying is that women are more family oriented, and that's wherever you go in the world. So I do think there is some things might make poetic sense in that lining where, okay, you might make the argument, okay, well, women only want to be that way, stay at home moms, because in some certain parts of the world, they have no other options. Okay, maybe, but also when women are super hyper successful women will also choose to go and live that life because they have a hyper successful partner, and they choose to be home with their kids. And anyway, I'm getting really, really off the point, but Andrew Tate has been not just on that belief, but more of the belief that almost the point. My interpretation of it is that he believes that women just don't matter, and obviously I think that's wrong. But he's also saying that dude, he's also telling young men, you have to be. Don't be a simp. Don't be this. Go out and work out. Go and work your tail off. Go and be intelligent. Make intelligent decisions. And a lot of what he said resonated with young men because outside of Jordan Peterson and maybe Joe Rogan, you don't have a lot of prominent male figures that tell men to be men. You just don't, and you really want that. You don't want a society with a bunch of weak men. Weak men create hard times, and I get it. It's cycle. Hard times create tough men. Who tough men create good times, and then good times create soft men. But you really don't want a society of all beta males. You really want to have men that are men, and he's one of the ones that was preaching that. And it's unfortunate that he's the one that got caught up with this. And again, I'm not going to believe anything until I see some evidence, actual evidence going into court. I don't believe a lot of the mainstream media. Does the evidence seem to point this way that he is does the evidence seem to point in a way that he is guilty? Yes, the evidence does point that way. But man, these spaces are not happening. Kissy, what you doing, girl? She's saying I'm confusion. All right, so sorry about these lack of spaces. I feel like I should just host, and that might make things a little easier. Anywho, Omi Panda says, morning, Randy Dash and Fan. Good morning. Jago Sola says, good morning. Howdy, howdy, howdy. G Money says, that might have been the first time I've heard you say dollar instead of dolly. Adam Joe says E2 space is working. I guess it was, and then now it's not. Because nobody that was in the original E2 space is in. Yeah. Man, none of these guys can get it working. This is rough times. Oh, there's some people that are commenting on Psyche's last post. And it says Shane Isaac, join us, we are live, and that lasted for a whole 2 minutes. Shane's playing on Twitter right now. This is new. Blockchain is a don. Come on, guys. Polygonmatic. Pixel Pudding says, great call on Riri, number 79. Just scooped her up. Yeah, that one. And then there's another one that is, a couple of above her, because Riri was, that 79 was 59 gems, right? There's another sub 100 that is right there. There's another sub 100 that is 60 gems. It is number 93. Yeah, I see you scoop that up. Yeah, that's for the rares. Anything, the sub 100s are usually 6x the floor price, and that was less than 6x. And again, because I have almost 1% of the sub 100s for all of the Mighties, and most of them that I have are really in the Black Panther one. Actually, let me go and check something out, because if we're talking about specifically just the Black Panther ones, I have a good percentage. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I have 19 of the, sorry, so we would have to do 59 times 7. So that gives us 413. Huh. Okay. So I actually have 4% of the Black Panther sub 100 Marvel Mighties. That's interesting. I don't think anyone else has more than that, percentage wise. I would say for the Black Panther Marvel Mighties. I didn't know I had that much. I didn't. I only looked at it for the broader Marvel Mighties. I didn't look at it for the out of the 413 Marvel Mighties that are sub 100 right now, between 41 and 99. I have 19 of them, which is about 4%. So that's really interesting. I didn't know I had that much. Should go protect my title. Ugh. All right. Where was I? Dotcast as wow. Namor dropped. Okay, so Namor, I've been calling this for a lot of price things lately. Pat myself on the back. I knew Namor was gonna get to at least 200, and everyone's like, "You're crazy, Chavez. You're dumb. You're just pumping your bags, Chavez. Pumping your bags. You're shill." I was like, "Okay, well, guys, take a look at the math. Take a look at all of the other ultra rares and all of their mint sizes, especially recently. Whether ultra rares are 1,500 or 2,000, whatever they are, and they were like 130, 150, and they had mint numbers that were obviously much more." I'll say the some of the ones, or not even the ultra rares, the secret rares that had the mint numbers that were higher. Yeah, I know you can get more MCP points for a secret rare, but take a look at Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill or Deadpool the Duck. They had 2,077 and 1,500 mints, and they were 100 and like 100. They were like 110 and 150 respectively. Now they're down to like 90 and 130. Because they've gone down since then. In the past month or so. And I was like, okay, that's their mint numbers are higher, and they're at like 130, 150. It's like, okay, Namor is the lowest mint count of the Mighties at the time, with 1,000, and you had the utility of, the Shuri Black Panther airdrop. I was like, guys, this is dumb. This is. I knew that it would get to at least 200 because of the utility and because of the scarcity. I didn't expect it to go up to 330 or 380 like it did. I was like, what? I did not expect that at all. I knew it'd get to 200, but to get to 350, yeah, and then for it to dip, it dipped to like, I think 55 gems at one point after everything dumped. I was like, y'all know that this is still like the scarcest Marvel Mighty, right? Because even though, and this is what Vivi hasn't been clear about this, for whatever reason, they minted like 1,063 of the Shuri Black Panther ones. I don't know how the heck they did that, because they're only supposed to mint as much as people that had completed sets. So when you take a look at it, yeah, 1,063 were minted and 90 were burned, so that should mean, okay, 973 are in circulation. But that still doesn't make sense, because you had to have only 910 were available of the name wars. So you'd have max 910 of these. So maybe 973 but then if they kept an additional 90 behind, then it's only 883 of that. So maybe Shuri only has 883 mints. We're not sure. Vivi hasn't come out and clarified yet. Maybe next time I get David Yu on the stream, we'll try to do that. Yeah. So we'll try to get his answer on that. I forget what the original thing was. Yeah, so name would definitely drop. Vivi Darkling says good morning, Randy. Oh, good morning, Vivi Darkling. I hope you're doing well. We haven't talked in a while. Yep, no E2 space. Bill Gardner says Kissy rerouted the stream. Well, originally Kissy was supposed to host, and then she couldn't for whatever reason. So Psyche Cabrera is like, okay, I'll host, and everyone's like, okay, cool. But then the spaces just haven't been. I don't know what the heck is going on. They can't just make another space. Anyway. Justin says they support the cultures until they find out the culture's agenda on women. Sleep-In says, morning, Randy. Good morning, Sleep-In. How's it going? Yeah. Fair point, Justin. Keith Smith says, how much is one essence worth in doll hairs? Right now, it doesn't have a value because it's not listed on any exchanges. But I'll tell you this. There's less than 200 million essence in circulating supply right now. The only way to get this is so brilliant of Earth 2. They didn't have an ICO. They didn't have they basically raised capital by doing their land sale first. Say, hey, we're gonna release all this land, and we're gonna have a game on it. Metaverse, we promise. And obviously, after I looked into the people who were involved, after I looked into the CEO, after I looked into these things, I was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Partnering with Matt Box at first was vital, and they used the land sale to fund the rest of the developments. They fund the rest of the game. They fund a lot of these things, and that's the only way to get essence is to buy land, is to have bought the really good land. Tier 1. I don't know if you can get from Tier 2. Class 1 land, and you get this thing called ether. Oh, hey, how else do we get? And you transfer it to essence. Ether, you transform it, it becomes essence. If you get 100 ether, it'll transform to I don't know, 30 essence maybe, or maybe no, that's a lie. I think 400 something ether turns into 29 essence. So it's weird the way it is. But then you get the mentors and you outfit them with jewels. It's a nice machine building thing. For each land you get jewels every day. And for each mentor you buy that you put on your property, you could put the appropriate amount of jewels on there, and you'll get more ether, and more ether will be more essence. So again, there's less than 200 million in circulating supply right now, and you have the max circulating supply that could be 5 billion. But again, a lot of people, in order to craft these jewels, when essence technically had no value, technically it still doesn't, these jewels are, the only way to craft them is to burn essence, and people were burning tens of thousands, if not over 100,000 essence to craft these jewels. And yeah, they made a couple grand, which is nice, but this is a metaverse play, which the trailer is the most beautiful metaverse out there. I will say that again, it is the most beautiful metaverse out there as far as design and graphics goes. And now people are like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have burned that essence, make these jewels. So let's say if it in the next bull market, let's say it only let's say we get up to 250 million circulating supply. Let's say if we only have a $250 million market cap, we're at $1 per essence. Bull run, you're going to be at like $10 per essence because you have, again, that would be 2.5 billion, and that's good, but that's not where we're going. I mean, we have a lot more daily active users than Decentraland. We'll probably have more than Sandbox. I mean, again, just take a look at and before that article came out about Decentraland only having 60 monthly active users, I have reported on that so many times, saying like, "Hey, look at their Discord, look at their Telegram groups. It's a heckin' ghost town." I think Sandbox will be the same thing as more competition comes out. Yeah, and again, who are a lot of the landowners for Sandbox originally? It was a lot of Earth 2 players. Like, hey, I'm getting into Sandbox, getting into this. And again, you got my friend Janine Yorio, who's CEO of Every Realm, that had at one point the most amount of land in Sandbox than any other entity, any other person. She has been dethroned by, I think, some Russian dude, but she still has a very, very large amount. Because there are companies out there, and there are ETFs out there that raise money specifically just to buy land in Metaverse. What do you think is going to happen with Vivi, with the IP that we have? It'd be heckin' insane. Anyway, I think it's very feasible that Earth 2 essence, as long as the token doesn't go to like, 1 billion circulating supply, as long as it stays at like the 250 million range, I think it's possible that we have tens of dollars. It could be $20, $30 per essence in that next bull run, because again, what 2.5 billion is not a lot when considering the market caps of Decentraland's Mana and Sandbox's Sand in the last bull market, just because there were metaverse tokens, not including the gameplay. Not like this is and did you see the footage of the drone video game that they're releasing for free? My good golly gosh, people. This is, I'm not going to say it's going to be, $25 billion market cap. But it is possible, because again, next bull market, again, we're going to be better than Decentraland, better than Sandbox, and this bull market's going to be much better. I think, in 2 years, if we have a less than 200 million circulating supply, it is not outside the realm of possibility to see a $50 or $75 essence. It's not. Because again, you have to look at the market cap. And this is, I guarantee we're going to be on Binance, at least. So, yeah, this is the only thing that's really missing is IP. Yeah, part of it Mapbox. Yeah, part of it with Ready Player Me. It really needs some IP though. That's the one thing it's missing, which of course Vivi has a plethora of. David Jacali says cool. All right, Psyche. The Earth 2 space is still not there. Let's try Kissy once more. Earth 2 space is still not there. Sorry, Kissy. I tried to get Kissy on the podcast. Kissy, I guess Kissy has had the same issues that both me and, let's say, other women of the space have had, where male fans just can't control themselves, and she had like one video where she said like "Happy Birthday Earth 2" or whatever, and everyone just started DMing her and whatever. I was like, okay, so clearly it's the same thing that happens in Vivi. You have a lot of women that either I interview or just women that I'm around. They're like, oh, is this the new Mrs. Randy Chavez? Like, guys, please. So she declined to come on the podcast until y'all calm down. And then, at that point she probably will at some point. She has some wicked cool stories too. So I'm really, really looking forward to getting into that. Wes says, we are blessed having Daddy Chavez this early in the morning. Well, I was supposed to not be talking this much. I was supposed to just be having this space, and but I'm not. So my voice is gonna get hecked because I have this, and then I have the drop at 11. I'm so beside myself. With I gotta go to the gym, guys. Okay, my body. I'm gonna put this over there. I'm just gonna stretch back over. Oh, it burns. Okay. Yeah. This is gonna be a long day. Ow. G Money says Deadpool Duck rules. Deadpool. I have him. I have one of him. I don't have a sub 100 of him. Deadpool Duck. So here's why I messed up a little bit. I let my love of the characters really make my decisions. I love Lady Deadpool a lot. And I own 77 editions of her. That being said, there's 13,000 of her, and nobody knows that character. They just think, oh, it's lady version of Deadpool, which I guess it is. Instead of Wade Winston Wilson, it's Wanda Wilson. I don't think she has a middle name. It might be Wanda Wendy Wilson, whatever. I would have been much better off taking that $500 or whatever it is, and buying a lot more sub 100s of the Mighties instead of just buying 77 of her. Now, granted, I do have a couple of her that are sub 100s, but Super Chat coming from Zach R says, here's a non-free way to help support the channel. I love a good morning stream. Good morning, Ghosty Crew. Good morning, Vietnam. There's a guy called The Modern Investor who covers Vivi a lot and the OMI token. He thinks OMI can be like 10 cents in the next bull run, which I think is fairly easy. And I can't get over that last OMI price prediction that we had from Crypto Rain Doctor. So I'll get to that in a minute, but I'll do the story. The guy, The Modern Investor, that covers Vivi and OMI, in his videos where he talks about, Bitcoin, crypto news, at the beginning of his videos, he'll go, good morning. And one day he did a really long, good morning. And he's like, okay, well, why I did that good morning so elongated and so pronounced was because I had somebody comment, my wife hates it when you say good morning. Can you stop doing that? So of course I had to go, and it was just the best troll. Like, he's a cool guy. I've tried to get him on the podcast. He hasn't followed me back. He hasn't answered me back. I want to. Anyway, this is just a quick story about that. But yeah, the last, he thinks that we could reach 10 cents per OMI next bull run, and I think that's fairly reasonable. That's actually lower end of my base case, and I just think because he doesn't know 100% what's going on, and that's why it's kind of that low, which is not low at all. It's 100x from here. Yeah, it's wild to think, right? 100x from here. God, I'd have, if I didn't sell any, I'd have, that'd be $15 million. Again, not that I would wait that long to sell. I would obviously sell on the way up, but yeah, that's wild. Anywho, because I still want 100 million OMI by the end of 2030. But anyway, in the last Akomi, roundtable that we had, we were asked Jordan Rees asked the question, what's everyone's price predictions? And I was the most bearish there. And it wasn't price predictions for the next bull run. It was price predictions for 2023, 12 months from now, December 2023. And I was like, well, I had to give, because there's so many variables. Like, in bull market, we all know where we're going, mostly. But 2023, we're still in this bear market. We're still going to be in this recession. We're still, I don't think anything will improve macro level in 12 months. That's a lie. I think by that point, the Biden administration will have probably pressured Ukraine into negotiating an end of the war because they need to. This Russian-Ukraine war, I would bet dollars to donuts, does not go beyond the 2024 presidential campaign. I do not believe that at all. Because Biden administration would love nothing more than to have this as a victory. Like, we defeated Putin in Ukraine and we'll defeat Trump in the election booth. Like, I guarantee you that is going to be one of their slogans. The amount of pressure they're going to put on Ukraine to negotiate an end to the conflict is going to be huge. So that is one thing. Now, granted, that could happen. That might not happen until early 2024 or even mid 2024, right before the election. But it's possible that it happens in 2023 because they've already started this type of thing where Ukraine asked the U.S. for advanced drones and the U.S. said, "Nah, fam, you got to be an end to this freaking thing." Negotiate, do whatever you have to do. And I actually believe it'll not end up in Ukraine's favor. And honestly, I think, depending on who wins the election, if Trump were to win re-election, guarantee you that the conflict comes to an end January 19th. Because Russia is not going to risk Trump acting all Trumpy and because Trump will drop the Moab. Trump will drop these mother of all bombs on people. He is not afraid to kill people. And other world leaders know. So I think that it's possible you see an end of the Ukraine before 2023, and that could be a really good big catalyst for the macro. You do have China's Xi Jinping relaxing COVID policies and him focusing more on the economy, and that'll help the macro. But I thought all these things that you might see the bottom in 6 to 8 months, and then you'll see a nice recovery at the end of second half of 2023. But then Elon Musk went on the All In podcast the other day, and he says, well, you're probably in for a light to moderate recession 2023 into 2024. It should end about 12 to 18 months from now. It should last for another year and a half. And I was like, oh, so he's thinking Q2 2024 is when it ends and things start to recover. I was like, okay, that's he's one of the smartest men on the planet, so really kind of hard to argue against him. So anyway, I go and say there's so many unknowns. My bear case for OMI 2023, which is actually the same scenario for my golden goose mega bullish case in 2025, is if we, for whatever reason, are still at this level or lower. Why it's a bear case for 2023 is because obviously the price doesn't move or it goes lower. And if I have to deal with another year of being down here, I will leave YouTube and I will get a job and I will get to 200 million OMI if that is. I will do whatever it takes. Am I Captain America in Avengers Endgame? Whatever it takes. Because yeah. But again, I don't believe it will. But that is a bear case that end of 2023 we could be down at these levels or lower, depending on what happens. Again, end of 2023. I do expect to go a bit lower at some point in 2023 because housing market crash or unemployment or both. I do expect more pain short term. I said but base case, most likely what's going to happen is yes, we will go down for part of the year and we're going to start burning from the circulating supply, and that's going to mean a lot. And I think we get up to half a penny to maybe 0.008, but half a penny is probably fair. And then my bull case for 2023 is Vivi and Nakomi roll out MCP, we're all OUP, we get a lot of stuff going, we get staking going, and we just, because I do believe we could get staking in late 2023. And then with a bunch of stuff locked up and a bunch of stuff burning, then I think we could actually hit 2 to 3 cents. But that's my bull case. And that's if everything hits right. Doctor of Stuff and crypto ranks at 3 cents, and I was like, what? And then Dr. Stuff said 2 to 3 cents, and I was like, is that their base case? We didn't have enough time to go over it, but it was like, god damn. And people can call me mood boy, whatever they want, because I'm talking about the future, and I feel like the kids that can see the thing in Cinnamon Toast Crunch, only I can see it, and no other people can see where we're going in 2025. But Crypto Rain has been in crypto for many, many years. Dr. Stuff is working in banking at the FDIC. These are not just random moon boys that don't know what they're talking about. They're professional people. Again, Crypto Rain has more subscribers than I do. Crypto Rain's got a lot of experience in this market, and Dr. Stuff has this, like I said, real world knowledge of banking and industries and regulations, and he still thinks that we go up. Like, again, these are not moon boys that don't know. These are professional men that are hyper successful in their career fields, and I think I have the most bullish outlook, but they have the most bullish price predictions, and that really surprised me. I mean, again, if we start burning a ton this year and next year, and then we have the Vivi land sale while we're down to and we become meme coin, guys. I've said before, I'll say it again. If we have this mega huge, disgusting recession, and we go down to 0004, or 5, whatever it is, and we do that while we start hitting all these projections, where we start burning from circulating supply, we get bronze tickets, and then we get a land sale late this year, early next year. Land sale probably next year, but we staking lockup this year, and then land sale early next year. We're most likely gonna be at or over a penny next year, most likely. But if we're still down at this level, we're at least gonna be half of it. But at this level, dude, $100 million is 100 billion coins. I think at around this level. So let me do the thing. 100 million is divided by 0.0008. Yeah, $100 million in land sale at this level at 0.0008 is 125 billion tokens immediately burned from circulating supply. Again, most likely by the time we have the land sale, most likely in 2024, we will be at probably half a penny, if not 1 penny. So 1 penny is 0.001. I didn't need math for that. That's 100. That's wait, hold on. I'm talking about billion. Oh no, I'm sorry. It'd be 0.01. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's only 10 billion gone from the circulating supply. So obviously not as much, but still, pretty nice. But like I said, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Moving on. Where was I? Oh God, I haven't talked to people in a while. I've been Subby Zeros. Oh, Doyle rules. Yeah, the Deadpool duck. It's just like I was saying before with the Lady Deadpool. I bought so many of her because I love that character, and there's so many of her. It's not, and I don't even think she's going to be in Deadpool 3 because you're going to have Wolverine, you're going to have Logan in there. It's going to really focus on that. You're not going to. I mean, you might introduce 1 or 2 new characters, but yeah. So again, Deadpool the Duck, which is obviously Howard the Duck. Not rip off. It's just alternate version. Deadpool the Duck, or Howard the Duck is a Deadpool. People know Howard the Duck, but they don't know that character. So yes, I have a Howard the Duck, or I have a Deadpool the Duck. It's just, which he should be proficient in 2 things. He should be proficient in all martial arts, including Duck Fu. because like Spider-Man made the way of the spider. Howard the Duck knows Duck Fu, so I think Deadpool the Duck should know Duck Fu as well. There is just not a lot of fans of that particular character. I mean, are there going to be 2,000 at some point? Yeah, sure, and they're all going to want one, sure, but I don't know. Just a lot. It's like $90 hairs right now. Sub-Zero says Doyle rules. Lord of the Realm says good morning, Randy and Dashy. Good morning, Lord of the Realm. Pooski says completed all the Mighties by getting the number 222 Deadpool duck last night. 30% over floor isn't too bad. Now start to stacking. Yes. All right. So are you gonna get? Oh, so G Money and Pooski and myself both love Deadpool the Duck. Pooski, are you gonna stack Deadpool the Ducks? Is that what you're stacking, or now that you've completed all the Mighties, you're gonna stack other stuff? Let me know. Bill Gardner says Earth 2 is where it's at. So happy got in January 2020. Oh, dude, Earth 2's treated me very, very well. I'm gonna try for the space again just to give my voice a rest, but it is not. I'm gonna say the space is not happening. My voice is destroyed now. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, and we're gonna go to the gym later. It's gonna be great. Wes says possibly a $50 Essence is music to my ears. It is possible. If we stay down here circulating supply wise and 2025 comes, yeah. Could you imagine? When we get listed in 2024, be advised, we might get only listed maybe under $1. Because again, we'll still be in a bear market recession. So when we get listed at that time, you might see a very, very low market cap. Don't get discouraged by that. If let's say a lot of things for OMI hits, and let's say we go up to where Doctor Stuff and Crypto Rain thing, and if we're at 2 to 3 cents before Essence gets listed, and they put on Essence at like 10 cents, which they're not gonna. It's gonna list much higher. But I would have zero qualms about selling like 20 million OMI and putting that into Essence if it's at like 10 cents. Again, is it going to be that? No, probably not. But it's a decent chance that it does go for under $1. 50 cents, I might diversify a little bit. I might, go into that. If we're at 2 to 3 cents on, OMI by that time. Yeah. Because at that time, OMI is not good. If we're at a penny, or let's say 3 cents, OMI is not doing 100x at that point. At least not for a long, long time. But Essence at 50 cents, well, 100x would be $50, which I think is possible. So at that point, if we're at 3 cents, which I guess that if that's possible, if we're being at 3 cents. Let's say we could do a 10x and be 30 cents for OMI by that bull market. All right, it's a 10x. Earth 2 at 50. The Earth 2 Essence at 50 cents. $5 is not hard at all. $5 is very, very reasonable. I think you could even do $10 if not more. Again, that 100x, yes, that is possible. To $50, but let's just say 20x. Is much more likely. Going to $10, and that's only $2.5 billion. If we stay at that, that's only $2.5 billion. I think at that point it would make sense if we are at 3 cents of OMI and Earth 2 lists its token and it's at like 50 cents. I will definitely diversify into that. I would diversify into that over Tesla, and I freaking love Tesla. And again, I'm okay. I have 40,000 Essence. I don't really need any more. But if we're talking percentages and potential ROI, yeah. The reason why I was never, huge on taking a bunch of my funds and buying a bunch of Earth 2 land was because I had already bought it in 2020. And, into 2021. I had already bought a bunch. I'd already had Essence. Like, okay, I'm covered there. Well covered in that area. But then we delayed because, again, that freaking a-hole Ben Gadenzi that messed with both of these projects we got delayed. Shane, originally we were supposed to be on Go Chain because of the a-hole Bengadenzi, and then we thankfully got away from that because we realized that dude's a scam artist, and it's like, okay, Polygon Matic, this is a little better. Was much better. So yeah, this is really good. This is really interesting. I can't wait to see where they go. Vivi Zombie says, "Hey Randy, have you heard of the YouTube channel Vivi and the Smiths? I feel you should have them on. Very good contact." What Vivi and the Smiths? Let's see what they are. You said YouTube? Vivi and the Smiths is not a YouTube channel. I am getting something that says, "I love the Smiths." Vivian is into the Smiths. The Smiths, William at Really Nothing. Vivian Dancing from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I am not getting any of what you're trying to put down. That being said, if y'all can smash that like button as a free way to help support the channel, super, super fantastic. Moving on. Tokyo Twan NFT. What up? Vivi Zombie says Vivi Investments. Vivi Investment. Zachar, thank you for the super chat, saying here's a non-free way to help the channel. I love a good morning stream. Why, thank you. Thank you so much, Zachar. You are my fire. Yeah. Tell me why I ain't. Bill Garner says Modern Investor is the man. Been listening to him for years. Yeah, he's a great. Bill Garner says good morning, everybody. Joseph says Loving Rain's OMI price prediction for 2023, but doubtful it hits 3 cents. I mean, I'm not going to say it won't happen. I mean, that is in my bull case. Everything's got to hit, and it can. I think timelines are going to be much more realistic in 2023 than they were in previous years. And it's not like we would delay by months or years anymore. It's like, okay, delays a couple weeks or a month. Not too bad in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, God, I can't wait till we hit 0.0069. I'm a millionaire again. Let's see what we have to hit for moi. Nope, get out of here. Nope, get out of here. Let's go to 150 million. Oh god, hiccups. 0.0. Oh, 0.00. Okay, it was 6.9. 6.7 now. All I have to do is hit 0.0067, and I have $1 million. Woo! I like it at the 6.9 though. That was so much better. It was so crazy that it was 6.9 at one point. But yeah, not bad. Not bad, kid. Mm-hmm. Oh, Roby1 Kenobi. What's going on? How's it going, fam? Pooski says, Paul Barron mentioned that OMI could break away from the rest of the crypto market in 2023 and not follow bear market in yesterday's video, starting at 27. Yeah, I think it's possible too. And also, be advised, guys, some of the biggest rallies happen in bear markets. And even Crypto Rain had said the other day on my channel, I was like, okay, well, when you're taking a look at things, like certain cryptos that don't follow the norms of crypto society, and he gave examples of many other cryptos that did like a 6x in a bear market, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I can see that too, but again, we're not going to get there on Bit4x, we're not going to get there on AscendX, we're not going to get there on OKEX, and it's very possible that one or more or all of these exchanges actually go down. I don't know if any of them were like if FTX, if a bunch of these other exchanges are collapsing, there's, I mean, it could be for some very bad news. Now, I do think that, David and Dan have probably thought about that and saying like, hey, we should probably have a KuCoin or a Kraken in our back pocket ready to go just in case one of these do go down. Obviously, you'd probably want to save Coinbase and Binance for, close to the bull market. But again, we're not going to get 2 to 3 cents on these exchanges. I don't care what happens. When you have between 5 and 700. When you have $500,000 a day in trading volume, that's nothing. And again, TA is useless when you could have someone like Dr. Profit go in and say, yeah, I don't like this 2 billion OMI sell wall. Put in a couple $1,000,000, and then suddenly the price goes up, 30%. TA is useless when you're down here. Go up or down. You cannot tell because somebody can go in and throw in that giant curveball to your TA. But yeah, like I said, I don't think we get there on these exchanges. Are we going to get more exchanges this year? In 2023, probably. I don't expect them to be huge. I just expect them to add more just for some liquidity for the token. But again, if we get a couple of smaller ones and we start hitting, and then there's more liquidity, then I think it's possible. But again, we have to hit, and again, we could. I don't even know if we need the new exchanges because if we're burning like a mother flapper, and okay, we don't even need that if we get it on the web app, which we will get it on the web app. I don't know if that's going to be this year because the web app is. All right, where is it? Seriously, where is it? Did I X out of that? Okay, no, here it is. Development roadmap. Sorry. My ADD kicking in. Yeah, well, buying away on the web app it's more complete than most of the other things that's on there. The only two that are greater is a waitlist drop system, crypto to gem. So, and when people are buying on the web app, they're most likely going to buy just so they can get bronze tickets. Because again, most people here they're not OMI collectors. There's just like 5,000 OMI wallets. Most people here are people that love the NFTs and are just buying the NFTs, and they can give 2 hecks about OMI. So we could have a bunch of people that are buying OMI just because it can be used in Vivi and the Viviverse. So yeah, Pussy, I had to take a picture of that. The Paul Barron mentioned that OMI could break away. Because I haven't watched that yet, so I gotta take a look. Justin says Black Ops War. Bill Gardner says if you get killed, walk it off. Love that. Well, it says could work at Taco Bell and get free food at 30K. I miss Taco Bell so much. Maybe I should go after. No, I can't. I'm trying to not be chunky. I'm trying to not be fat. I'm trying to work out. I'm trying to jump rope. I'm trying to get back in shape. It's not going the way that I planned just yet, but I think it can at some point. All I gotta do is just keep stretching and keep doing my thing. Omi Panda says, I concur. What do you concur with, good sir? What do you concur with? Let me know what you concur with. Puski says, I bought Deadpool Duck last because I think he would pump behind all others. Feel like he's least like of all the expensive Mighties. That's true. I mean, he's also a secret rare. Be expensive. Yeah, I think he is the cheapest secret rare. He's not the least amount of mints. It would go Spidey 2099, and then it would go Deadpool the Duck, and then it takes a dip to it's Beta Ray Bill, right? Yeah, it takes a dip to Beta Ray Bill, and then it takes another dip to Shuri Black Panther. But he is still relatively scarce. 2077, I think, or 1977, whatever it is. I think Deadpool came out. So it's relatively scarce, but yeah, he is more expensive of the Mighties, but I think that's just because it's secret rare. There's not a lot of mints of them. Big Guy says, if I sell all my chairs, I can buy more OMI. Besides, standing is healthier anyway. Randy. Fair point. Puski says, I don't look at all-time high for stacking. I only base off drop price and addition nowadays. Only buy stuff under drop price with a low supply equals guaranteed bank. Other than stacking $45 first appearance Thor comics. Good call. So yeah, Puski, and again, you I feel like I always take pictures of your stuff because you come up with really good things. Dashie, yeah. If someone wants to take Dashie, I'll lower the price from 50K to 40K. Someone wants to take Dashie 40K, I will rebuy Dashie from you for 80K in the bull market. You heard it here first. Dashie, I will rent out to you. You pay 40K, you get Dashie for a while, and then I will pay 80K for Dashie in the bull market. Heard it here first. Someone wants to do that, y'all can do that. Lower the price from 50 to... Actually, I gotta lower the price on eBay from 50 to... Oh, well, if I sell Dashie on eBay, then I don't really know if I'll get Dashie back. And then I won't get the 40K, I'll get like 30-something K. Maybe I'll lower Dashie down to like... I don't know. I won't. I'll keep it at 50 there. Just says, Whistling Diesel should buy a Dashie. Somebody wants to, like I said, I've had offers for 10K and not doing that. Dashie is worth a lot more than 10K. Bill Garner says, it's all about the droids for E2. Can't wait to drop 1,300 of those. Come on, Secret Rare. Yeah, this is going to be great. So yeah, Pooski, getting back to that comment. There's a bunch of... If we're talking about Mighties, there's well, let's just talk about everything. There's so many things that are under retail. You just have a field day with anything that you want to buy. Obviously, I think IP is king. So I would say something like Mr. Fantastic, even though he's not a first appearance. Or actually, let me say this. I think something like... I'm trying to think of something I don't have. I'm going to be accused of pumping my own bags. Let's say Secret Rare Storm. I think Secret Rare Storm has a much better chance to moon or to go up than, I don't know, like a... Oh God, was like a Cryptkin, like, dare I say. So even though Secret Rare Storm, well, that's above retail though. Maybe a Common Storm, Ultra. Whatever. I just feel like Storm. That's the first X-Men character. That's the first Black Lady we had on Vivi. First African. Although, yeah, first African American lady on Vivi. And a lot of people say, oh, she's like Egyptian. Well, she was born in Brooklyn, even though she grew up in Egypt. She was born, but like people, you gotta read the comics. But yeah, if we're talking about Mighties, I mean, there's a lot of the rares and again the Eternals. Nobody really. The only reason I bought one of those Eternals and spent like $50 on it was because it was a sub 50, and there was no other. It was super cheap, super dumb. How a lot of these first appearances mean a lot. And again, I know it's not the end all be all. Like, take a look at some of the DC NFTs on Palm. A lot of the first appearances are going for $1 on the hero cards. Some of what was that called? The first NFTs. I don't even know if they were actual NFTs. I think they were on Palm though. They were like floppy disks of DC characters, and it's like those are nobody's buying those. I gotta do a partial video on that. Yeah, there's a bunch that's going on to retail, and even though nobody really liked it, although there is a rumor about Eternals Part 2 where it's going to be wild. I won't say what the rumor is, but apparently it's insane. Yeah. One review says, is there a way to sell sets in Vivi as opposed to individual NFTs in a particular set? There will be, not right now. I don't know if that rolls out in 2023, maybe 2024, but there will be a way to do that, yes. So you could just buy the whole set. Yeah, sometimes that's easier. But yeah, some of these Marvel Mighties that have 4,200 mints, like it makes sense for the Captain Americas or the Mr. Fantastics that have 28,000 mints. It makes sense for them to be a little cheap. But when you have a set, when you have commons like M'Baku and Queen Ramonda that are 1/7 of the supply at 4,200, but they're only like half the, they're only like half the price. They are very, very, I think, undervalued. Riri Williams, again, there's 20, like, there are other rares, like the Deadpool Chimichanga truck, like the, that's, 14, 16 gems, the Captain, and they're like Jane Foster's like 9 or 10 gems, but Jane Foster, I love her. I also love Natalie Portman, Googling her for years. Nobody, the character is not really that well liked. Riri Williams is fairly well liked and does not, and again, she's going to be in Armor Wars and she has a big future with the MCU. And there is no, how do I say it? The supply is so little of her compared to all the other rares that you see in the Marvel Mighties. So yeah, quite bullish. Pavle Stoudemire says, top of the morning, let's go. We get to 10 cents, I'm dumping big time. Yeah, I would not blame you. That's a nice 100x from here. Dave Osteo says, hey Randy, a bit off topic. Have you heard of the generative art platform FX Hash on the Tezos blockchain? There's a beautiful coding art on there. Maybe it's something for you. Have a great one. Thank you. I haven't yet. I will take a picture of that because I don't know what it is, but I am hella curious. I will say, talking about art, dude, these Ask AI things, this ChatGPT, the OpenAI, this is, there's a scene in Punisher. I think it's the end of the first season of Punisher, not the, or maybe it's the end of Daredevil. No, it's not the end of Daredevil. It's the first season of Punisher, where he finally goes to a veteran group, and he finally talks. He finally talks about some stuff that's been bothering him. That's been, he's got bad PTSD, and they ask him, like, how do you feel? And John Bernthal gives this amazing performance. He goes, yeah, for the first time, I'm afraid. And it's like, okay, you have this big brolic man that literally kills people like for fun, and he just goes off, like screaming his head off at certain things, and for him to say like I'm afraid, like, that means something. And I don't really get scared too easily, but chatting with this open AI bot, I'm very egotistical in the way that I know that there's a whole bunch of people that are better than me at lots of things, everything. But I know that with most people, there's a way that I can be better than them if needed to be. Again, this is stupid, crazy, whatever military paranoid thing that goes in me. Saying like, oh, can this person best you at these things? If they can, well, what can you best them at? And humans are, I don't want to say easy, complex creatures, but there's always a way that I could find to get the edge over someone. You can ask ChatGPT. I asked it yesterday to do well, I asked it a bunch of stuff. And one of the things that I had asked it was, give me 5 rules to life in the perspective of the Dalai Lama. And I had asked it, hey, write me an essay on these things in the style of this, and a lot of things that should be really hard to do. The intersection of 3 of those things should be relatively impossible. And it did it in like 3 seconds. And all of the things that I asked it to do, whether in the style of or context of, it, had I not asked the question myself, I would have been like, okay, this is, I wouldn't have known that it wasn't from the Dalai Lama, or it wasn't from the style of what I was asking it to do. It's smarter. It's going to get and this is at its infant stage. It's going to get infinitely smarter in the next few years. This is the one thing that scares me. Aliens can find a weakness because they're beings. AI is, again, it's already smarter than you. It's only going to get better. And you know that there are places like China and Russia that are using there's OpenAI chat GPT bots that are mostly ran by humanities professors that, you ask them, war scenarios and they won't give you the info. You ask them X, Y, and Z, it won't give you the info. There are other places in the world that are using that to come up with war strategies and come up and again, it's not that it's smarter because it only knows what you feed it, but again, it takes stuff like Google and it can just recall everything in complex, grammatically correct ways very, very quickly. And like I said, you're gonna have it do insane things in this coming year that nobody is ready for. Technology moves fast, but this is insane. Kids are already using it to write their papers, but philosophically, it's moved. This is the fastest technology, the fastest adaptation of it I've ever seen, and I don't think people know the consequences of this yet. So I forget what. Oh yeah, we were just talking about the generative art and AI art and all that jazz. Anyway, Pablo Santa Maria says, I'll be buying OMI every day, y'all. Got that bread. Just loving this building. This can be a new vertical for the Viviverse. I think so. So, in general, there are a lot of Marvel landmarks. You have this one, the Avengers Tower, which is where they all preside. I don't know why criminals are really in New York because you have Spider-Man, you have the Fantastic Four, you have the Avengers, Deadpool's there every now and then. You have all these. You have Devil of Hell's Kitchen, Luke Cage. You have the Defenders. You have Jessica Jones. You have so many of these amazing superheroes in New York. Why would you ever try to commit a crime in New York? That just does not make sense to me. Anywho, yes, Avengers Tower is a staple in the Marvel community. I do think we get the Baxter Building at some point. The Baxter Building holds the Fantastic Four. I think you're going to get an Oscorp building at some point. Obviously, that's, Harry Osborn. I think there's a lot of things that you can get. And I also think that, if we can get, if we can get United States Postal Service, I don't see a reason why we can't go and get, Statue of Liberty, I don't think, I don't see a reason why we're not able to get certain things like landmarks in the real world. Sears Tower, Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty. I don't know if it would be in good taste to go and say, hey, I mean, it would be in this area. So, the same way that Alcon is saying, hey, we're going to be auctioning off these Pokemon cards and, via donations, via whatever, and, he'll sign them for you and, do X, Y, and Z. If Vivi does something similar, saying, hey, people of New York, or people of the world, now that it's been, it's 20 years, over 20 years already, since 9/11, we're going to make Twin Tower NFTs and, proceeds will go towards victims' family members, something like that. I think that would be good, but then if you can play with that in the Viviverse, people are going to do some not good stuff. I mean, I know what they're going to do. And it'll make a bunch of people laugh. It'll make a bunch of people outraged. And that's just not a good look for Vivi. So even though they can make a lot of money with it, I know people are going to be crashing their DeLoreans and their gliders into. I know the internet. I know, so I really hope they don't do that. Honestly, they might do that with Avengers Tower anyway. I feel like I shouldn't even talk about this, giving people ideas. But yeah, I do think we could get a bunch of landmarks, God, could you imagine like the Eiffel Tower, Statue of Liberty? Like, I want American landmarks, which obviously, um, in Marvel that is an American landmark because it's in New York. I think I have where it is. David posted about it the other day. He posted about it the other day, right? I'm pretty sure. Am I tripping? Did he not post about it? I could. Oh yeah, no, he did. No, Avengers. David, where you at, girl? I could have sworn. Okay, maybe it's not. But it is in. Yep. Did not see this coming. I know David posted about it. I don't know if it was on Instagram or not, but basically it is. It's there's another building where it is right now. Like, Marvel decided this building shouldn't be here. We're gonna have Avengers Tower here. So that's what it is. Anyway, Owen Panda says, I concur with you working at Taco Bell. No. Never. Big A says, my feelings on building is what Tom Hanks said in Big. I don't get it. What's fun about playing with a building? It's fun. I like it. Doge Nation says, how heavy is Dashi? Dashi is spelled with a Y. I don't know. Dashi's like 50 pounds maybe. Dex Pirate. What's up, Dex? I miss your singing, Randy. Can you do a Patreon member shout out intro someday? Someday. All right. So which someday? Because there's a someday called I think called Turn Soonest to the Sea. Like maybe someday when this bloody skull has dried. That one. But then there's the 5 paracels. Someday, yeah. Put it together and we'll get it all done. That one? I don't know which one. Doge says, pass on today's drop. Won't sell out. We'll buy market for 25. I don't know if it'll get down to 25. It might get down to like 35, 40. But again, the people that are buying it, most of them probably want it. And if I don't think it really makes much sense to buy it off the drop and then sell it for 25. You're right. I don't think this sells out either, but because of that, I also don't think it goes for 25. It'll probably go for 35, 40. Gorzami says, what's good, fam? Yo, what's up, Gorzami? Lugar says, part of me wants to go for the drop because first major building. Other part says it's dropping below retail. I should buy after. Yeah, it'll definitely be below retail. But maybe not a ton below retail. NFT says, yo, good morning. Terminator first appearance. What up, fam? How you doing? Oof. Okay, Pusky says, I remember when I started into Vivi. When all my friends started, it was okay. I'll throw in $20 into it, and another, and another. Rarely did someone drop racks immediately. That's also a good point. We didn't do this immediately. I think Lewis Morgan did immediately. And he did immediately. And what happened? We got hacked. He did. Again, it's short term. Long term will obviously be all right. Vivi Digit Collectibles be posting about the Avengers Tower. Oh man, I should really eat something before the gym. I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna what should I? My friend Stacy says, I decided to start my New Year's resolution 5 days early so I can go into the New Year already in progress. So it's going pretty well. Oh, she went back vegan? Skating 10 hours a week. Gym 4 days a week. Tea instead of coffee. The vegan, I'm not going to lie, it is very, very hard to get proper nutrition while vegan. Most people are not getting proper nutrients anyway, regardless of what they eat, but being vegan is like impossible. Wow, shout out to this guy Smirker, who's putting Wonder Woman basically at drop price. Nice. Put in the world, 7 wins. Oh wow. Pizza box, bargain mart, meeting all your special needs. Oh, whoa. This guy Philip Schurer has 500,000 essence. God damn. That's a lot. Philip Schurer having 500,000 essence. Dude's gonna be so heckin' rich. So heckin' rich. I'm so jealous of all y'all. Pooski says 18 months later, I got a nice fat bonus for work. All goes into OMI and Vivi as fast as possible. My heckin' man. Bill Gardner says, that's how I was E2 and Vivi. I threw a couple hundred in and then waited a bit. Got addicted. Bill Gardner says, Kissy should just come on here and talk E2. Yeah, what the heck? I've asked her to be on the podcast. She won't right now. Man, I'm not gonna lie. Wait, did this actually go on? Because Shane said some very interesting topics covered. Has been fun being a fly on the wall and listening in, but I need to jump for a meeting shortly. Nice work putting this together, guys. Very cool. Wait, I was not able to fetch this space. I was not able to... Wait, did this space actually happen? Shane says, for 20 minutes or so, I have a meeting with Peter in a few minutes to discuss a new hire that passed various interviews. Really cool listening in. How did this space... Is there a recording of this space? I haven't been able to get in. Like, it just said unable to fetch space for me, like, forever, and I couldn't even see on their... I couldn't even see on their... Like, on their profile, like, they weren't in a space. Like, it wasn't giving me that notification. What the fudge? Oh, that's some bull. Been talking for 2 hours for nothing? Oh. Okay. All right. That is unfortunate. Bill Gardner says she's like the boss of jewels. Yeah, she spent a lot of essence crafting those jewels. Gardner says, Lone Wolves, let's go. Bill Gardner says, dang, we got to hear that. Yeah, we got to hear that. I love the Lone Wolves. I'm going to pop in there real quick on the Discord channel. Let me ask them. In the Lone Wolf Tavern. Who got in the spaces before? Twitter wasn't able to fetch the space for me. Oh man, that is horrible. Oh lordy. A lot of emails that I don't need. Okay. And I also really should eat something before the gym, but then I don't want to go to the gym and do all this stuff and then, poop my pants. Ugh. All right, we're gonna hang out for 17 minutes and then we're gonna do the drop, and then I'm gonna go to the gym because I need to, and I'm fat. Okay, and then we'll eat and drink a lot after, protein and stuff like that. Job is in 20 minutes. Oh, you can go inside the Avengers building in the Avengers Tower. It's just it's like a warehouse. It doesn't really look, nothing really to write home about. Nothing crazy. All right, Lone Wolf Tavern. Nobody's answering. You're failing. Oh god. Okay, getting rid of this, getting rid of that. We'll stick with the Veve app and see what goes on here. One thing I've been wanting to get is the Mr. Fantastic, because you got the Fantastic Four poster, and you have Mr. Fantastic, and you have, Invisible Woman. So I think we might get something if we have all of them, and I just can't justify spending 40 gems on Mr. Fantastic. Just not my thing right now, anyway. But again, that's oh, hang on, wait a tick, hang on. Anyways, oh, Illazilla, those guys that we had from Decon. Illazilla says Eternal Battle by DNS1. To our early Illazilla's reporters, available to mint till the end of the year. Just pay for gas. Oh, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Fantastic. Also, be advised, Brock had mentioned something about 10 Feesh, and once the 10 Feesh are bought, go into Feesh right now, link down below. If you don't have a Feesh, if you want to get into it, if you have some money to spare, I think Brock is going to do something special for something soon. Yeah. I mean, he always does special things. Not like, stop eating the paste specials. Normal, good special stuff. Anyway, comments. Pooski says, I have 40 first appearance, Mr. Fantastic. Can't stand the bigger one. Yeah, I mean, I don't like the bigger one. I don't like even the Sue Fantastic. I mean, she's not even first appearance either. Right? Fantastic Woman. No, she's not a first appearance either. But I still have her. Just because I like her. She's fun to play with in the showroom. But yeah, I would much rather have the Mighties. Because the Mighties are, first appearance. That being said, there's not a lot of Mr. Fantastic. Not a lot of him at all. Now, granted, there's only 1,500 of the secret rare Fantastic, Invisible Woman, but Mr. Fantastic, there's not a lot of it all because there's not a ton of them. So I think that is why I will buy one eventually. Also because I want the airdrop that most likely I just feel like they haven't said, oh, you're gonna airdrop if you collect all of them, but it just looks like they're aiming to do something like that, Joe says, will Viviverse be rated M? No. It'll probably be PG. I want to say G, but there's going to be things going on that's probably going to make it PG. Maybe light PG-13. I mean, if they... Maybe even light R, because I could picture people doing stuff that is funny, but kids probably wouldn't even get. Probably just go over their heads. Jason Lawrence says, what's up, Randy? Let's get this bread. I love this game. Good morning, brother. Good morning. Morning, fam. All right, now the E2 Discord or Lone Wolves are chatting me up. Nope. A rating, those silly days, big part time going long. Nope, nobody. They're talking to each other. Aaron Knight says, today's drop looks really cool. However, I think this drops below 20 gems. No, not at all. Again, you're not gonna spend 50 gems on something to sell it for 20 gems. This will probably not sell out. Maybe only 500 people buy it. But again, if only 500 people buy it from the drop, it's the people that are buying from the drop are people that actually want it. Maybe you have some gamblers that want to go in and try for a sub 100, but there's what, 2,800 of these? Let's take a look. See. Yeah, there's 2,890. Take away 90. There's 2,800 of these, and let's say if only 500. I mean, let's say. I mean, how many Swamp Things were there? Let's take a look. See, and how many of them? Okay, let's go to the most recent thing that we've had. The Coke Holiday Truck. I think there was only $30 though. Yeah, it was only 30 gems. Now, granted, it dropped 33% down to 20 gems. Only 181 left. But let's try the Swamp Thing because that was more this speed. Swamp Thing had 2,888. And only about 1,000 have been bought. 980 have been bought. Because if you take away 90, that's 2,798 in the total editions, and the remaining editions are 1,878. So that means only 980 were bought. And that's a Swamp Thing. That's a really cool character. Granted, nobody really knows who it is. But it's the first DC animated with sound. It is really cool. He's an OP character. and only 1,000 were bought. Now it was at $60. This is a building. This is not a character. This is a so let's say 500 to 1,000 sell, right? People that really want it, they're gonna get it. And if you don't want to buy it, if you want to be, if you want to be penny wise, you go and I'm not gonna buy it for $50 on the drop. I'll buy it for $40 on the thing. I mean, even if it goes for 60%, or I'm sorry, 30% off. I mean, 40% gets you down to, $30. Going down 20% is 40. 30% goes down to 35. Even if it goes down to 30%, it only goes down to $35. So I'm not too worried. Jason Lawrence says, let's all smash that like button. Thank you. Just says, this is okay. Says this tower at nighttime might hit different. Well, there is a night mode on it. There's a night mode and not night mode. So, ow. Okay, my body. So it does animate. It does line up. So I am really curious to see what it goes for. I do not have the gems for it. I'm going to be still stacking these Mighties. Again, I have 30 gems left, so I'll stack what I can stack when I can stack them, even though most likely none of these I'll be able to get. And as a consequence of that, I have pretty much sucked up all of the not all of the sub 100 Mighties, but a decent amount. To the fact that there's no, I think Namor has a couple of good deals. Oh, and now Okoye went down to 495. Went from all right, so you buy that, and then she goes up to 574. That's nuts. An increase of like 20-something%. Should buy it. I won't, but I should. Yeah, so okay, now Namor was at 80 gems. Now he's at 75. But even still, you have one that's 150 gems, sub 100, and one that's 149 gems, sub 100. That's 2x the floor. But it's not bad. Not a bad gig. And number 47's at 303. Because and that's only 2x the. Yeah, no, that shouldn't happen. But again, that's in the future. All right, M'Baku at 394 for the base and 55 for the sub 100. That's not really that good, in my opinion. Nakia's at 399. Let's call her 4. I don't think there'll be any of her appropriately priced for sub 100. There are not. Anyway, it's just what I've been doing. Pooski says, I've been completing as many sets as possible and selling right away, basically accumulating 100 MCP points for pennies to dollars after the 2.5 to 8.5% sales tax. It's fair. Pooski says, I'm basically skipping months of collecting for pennies, especially the decon sets. Yeah, dude, decon is... the decon sets are so cheap. Like, you have the... What's that called? The decon mascot in London. It's like $10. There's a bunch of decon stuff that you can get for like $30 and under $30. Yeah, it's crazy. And that's full sets. Even like the Marvel Mighties Deadpool truck is like $15. Wild. Absolutely wild. It's a whole set. One thing. Okay, we got 6 minutes. T minus 5 minutes and X amount of seconds. Oh, all right. Let's go to the Facebook memories because I have not done this. Aw, Chris Bubbles Kirkland. I miss this gal. Oh, I miss these people. Anywho, other memories. In 2011, I posted, despite the immediate media campaign against Kelly Clarkson, she still won't budge on her support for Ron Paul. That's integrity. Today I'm buying her CD after work, and She became like number one because of like Ron Paul, like on the charts because of that, because of his fans. Yeah, dude, this was happening in 2014 as well. It's like, good lord, people, just because I'm friends with girls and hang out with them doesn't mean I'm dating them. Like, this is not the first time that I've been accused of dating and having like a harem of women. That was wild. Emina, my bae. Emina Dating's a really smart gal. I'd try to get her on the podcast. Lots of other stuff going on. Ooh, 193-degree sauna. Dude, the sauna at McGuire Air Force Base. Top tier. Top tier. Oh, wow. 2015, I was feeling myself. Time for a good... Oh, I was in Atlantic City. Took a picture shirtless. Not going to show you all that. It's disgusting. This is, I don't want to, all right, so 2015, be me, be last night. I'd be wearing a Pikachu shirt, just how I roll. Me and Sarah, who's a buddy of mine from New York, we'd be getting our drinks on, a lot, have to pee. Lady Gaga is playing, bathroom be crowded. I have to pee next to a guy, older guy, maybe 40. Pop, 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 poker face, pop, poker for face. The guy looks at me. I look at him. Our eyes meet. And he says, could you not effing do that? I said, are you angry because I bumped your elbow with mine while we were unzipping? A guy says, don't freaking talk to me. I said, I'm sensing you are. I know some great anger management techniques. The guy says, listen, Pikachu, if you don't shut up right now, we're going to have a problem. I said, can you say Goose Brava? I zip myself up, and he says, mother flapper. I wash my hands, and he's still going. I said, you having trouble peeing? Don't worry. Benign prostatic hyperplasia affects lots of older men. Just see your doctor. And he screams like, you mother flapper. That was such a fun time. I don't know how I didn't get beat up. I was in super shape in the military. He couldn't touch me. Anywho. Bill Gardner says, Ron Paul, save the constitutional right, Ron Paul. Dude, Amy Allen, I freaking love her so much. Atomic Z06 is Dashies for sale. Yeah, for right now, for the lowered price, I lowered the price by 20%. You can get Dashi for $40K and the promise that I will rebuy Dashi from you for $80K in the bull market. So yes, $40K now gets you Dashi. And I would like to rebuy Dashi from you for $80K in the bull market. You do not have to do that. I think it'd be nice that you could double your money in a couple of years. But like I said, I would very much like to buy Dashi back. Again, you as the current owner, if you decide to buy Dashi, could opt to not do that. But I think it would be nice if you let me buy Dashi back again for double what you bought them for. But yeah, that's just if you want to, Atomic Z06. More like renting stuff. New 11 View says fire sale on OMI for all of 2023. Fire sale on OMI meaning like I'm selling everything to get OMI? Maybe. Also, 42 seconds for the drop. Maybe. Have I told you lately? Not afraid to fly. Reddit? No. What was I saying? What were we talking about? Fire sale for OMI. Oh, let's take a look at the price of the OMI. And well, $524,000 in volume in the last 24 hours. Okay. Well, what about the price? We're still at 000815. It doesn't really matter. We've stayed around this level for a while. It's good support there. Oh, you can now buy now. You can buy the Avengers Tower. And let's see if any of them are on the market. Probably not. Hey, there's an Illazilla. There's Woody. People flooring their golden moments. Glider, static, $23. Doc Ock, metallic red. One more of those. One more. I don't even have one. It's $28. Ultra rare Mickey, close call, is at $75. I'm very curious to see what the secret rare of that is. I know it's sold out. I should just be able to find it. Ooh, somebody's selling their Vivi golden logo for $2,700. That's a good price. That's a good price. That is a good price. I would get that. I would get that. Not financial advice. Now granted, I only own 2 of them. I don't own 4 anymore. I sold some of those stuff for OMI, but that's a good price. That's a really good price. It hasn't been that in a while. So shout out to Headhunter 246. That's a really good price. I can't get over that. Ultra rare America Chavez. Ooh, $25. I know a secret rare Mickey's. All right, I'm just gonna go to the secret rare Mickey drop, and all aboard and see what he's going for. 307. Heyo. So yeah, he's at 300. I knew it. My Thor in Avengers Endgame because I knew it. All right, now that a minute has passed. All right, Avengers Tower, 37. They are going for $47. $47. There is currently no sub 100s. Okay, interesting. Oh yeah. Lord of the Realm says, I hit my goal of 10 million only a few days ago. Lord of the Realm, I'm so happy for you. Oh, congrats. New goal of 20 million by the end of the bear market. Well, you got a year to stack, most likely. Ooh, Bill Gardner got one. Number 838. Not bad, not bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, not bad, fam. Ew. 7 years ago, I said, who do you hate more? Dolores Umbridge or Lord Voldemort? I say Umbridge. At least Voldemort doesn't hide who he is. Everyone knows he's an evil son of a cracker who'll kill you if you pose any sort of threat. I can respect that. But Umbridge tries to make you think that she's good because she's with the Ministry, but she's the most corrupt one of them all. I really need to reread the series again. This is where I put FN 2187's loyalty. If I had any! Oh, this is such a good Star Wars meme. I want to believe. Remember in 2021, or maybe it was 2020. Yeah, in 2020, they released a COVID-19 bill which started a 180-day countdown for UFO disclosures. That was wild. And then they signed it. I remember it. It was a 2.3 trillion Rona 19 relief and government funding bill. Started a 180-day countdown for the Pentagon and spy agencies to say what they know about UFOs. Wild times. I'm gonna see where these go in the market. Let's check it. Let's check it right here. Oh, somebody sold theirs for $39. It was a bot. Like, why do bots be buying and then sell? Like, it makes no sense. 36. Someone sold it for 36. I mean, if somebody lists like a sub 100 for, accidentally 36, I'll totally buy that. I just don't believe they will. Yeah, I don't really believe at all that they would list a sub 100 for 36, but who knows? People might not understand. Yeah, it's all the bots that are selling for super low. Number 51 is going to be sold for $350, but that's not worth it. Not to me, anyway. Also, my throat do be hurting, though. I might not do a video. I might do a video. I don't think I'll live stream tonight. I've been here for 2 heckin' hours. I wasn't supposed to be. Yeah. 51's still there for 350. Let's take a look at the last. Oh, you can get number 65 for 150, but that looks like it's from a bot. So I would not do that. Oh, 47. Oh, 37 from this guy named Slook. Father to Arya. So very hard to get NFTs in Hawaii. Wish we can get the fair chance, been so far away from the action. I don't know why I talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger there. I just did. And so Luke's got sold. Congrats to you, Luke. Oh, this is going lower. Someone's selling it at 36. 3 people selling at 36. Well, one's a bot. Oh, these guys are bots too. Crazy. I'm curious to see where this goes. I am gonna bounce because, you know, I am. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. My throat hurts and need to go to the gym. I would say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Thank you for the super chats. Those mean the world. And Wraithax.eth domain name. And this is not brown natural advice. All right, bye, guys.